Alright there, folks. What's going on? Great to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. How did we get on yesterday? Not a lot from me. Obviously, just the one. As you may have noticed, I ended up pulling out of the Bonzi pick with that double. I just give Lehechka as a parlay piece. Like I said, not a lot at all. But if you manage to get yourself a winner and you paired it with that, then you've ended up with even more. So happy days. Um, got some good games here. Day four, I've got I think I've got a double and a single for you. So making up for the lack of bets yesterday. We'll see what we've got here. We're gonna go through them now. Before we do, like the video if you would, subscribe if you're not. I'd appreciate it if you did. If you want to support the channel, links in the description and the pinned comments along with the pics. Right then. Right then, first off, Brisbane, Australia. I've got Jakub Mensah, Dusan Lazovic. Head to head's 2-0 to Jakub Mensah, and total. What am I on about? Total. We're off to a fucking nightmare here. 1.3 on the decimal, and call it 3.7 for Dusan Lazovic. Look, straight off the bat, you can't be getting beat by Dusan Lazovic on the hard court. You just can't, can you? Like, where was his record? I've just had it in front of me. 3-7. He went on the surface last season. Now, if you're one of the very few that he does manage to beat on the hard court, you're very, very unlucky. Very unlucky. You know, considering he hasn't posted a positive hard court record. Hard court record. I know that was hard to say. In the last 4 years, I think Mensah was a very, very safe pick here. I really would. I know he was fairly disappointing in the next gen. He did manage to get past Mikhail Kukushkin in straight sets. I would expect pretty much the same in this one. He beat him in Paris last season. It was 2-1. Tiebreaker in the first. He dropped the second set to Lazovic 6-1. That is slightly concerning. And then ended up beating them 6-4 in the third. And then time before that was in the Davis Cup 2023. I'm fairly certain Mensah wins this. I really am. I, I didn't expect Lazovic to get past Artikazou, but Artikazou didn't play too great. He really didn't. And without being too harsh, I think Lazovic is just a little bit past it at this point. I really do. You know, he's 15 years older than Jakub Mensah. 15 years. I mean, maybe age is just a number. For some people it is. I think Mensah has this stitched up. I really do. He probably gets it done in straight sets. 1.3, it's a decent parlay piece. It really is. I do think Mensah wins that one. Moving on, look, I've got nothing for Riley Pelka, Matteo Arnaldi. I don't know who wins that one. I, I said in, I think it was the first or whatever, I said in one of the other videos, I just don't fancy putting money on a Pelka, and it's not personal. I just never know what I'm going to get with him. You know, I feel stupid if I bet against him because you know what he can do, but then I just never want to bet on him for whatever reason. So if anyone's having a go on that, please do let me know. Next up, we're going to have Tiafo, Gio and Pechi Pericard. This is a tough one. There's so much money coming on Big Foe overnight. So much money. This was like split right down the middle when I first checked, and you know, you get him Tiafo 1.6. 1.6 on the decimal now, from pretty much 1.9 to 1.6. I don't like that at all. I really don't. You know, if we just take the save out of it for 1 second, you've got to agree with me that Tiafo is probably the better tennis player. He probably just is, and I know Pericard's only young and he is up and coming, but he's so reliant on that serve. So reliant on it. We've seen him get past Nick Kyrgios in 3 tiebreakers. I don't know how I feel about that. It's got its positives and it's got its negatives, I suppose. I don't know. Let me know what you think on that result, because I'm on the fence whether to think that was like great from Gio or it was really good from Kyrgios, considering he hasn't got a win on the tour in what, over 2 years. I don't know. it's going to come down to one or two. I think Petchy Pericard's already beat him. He beat him in Paris not that long ago. It was what, 2 months ago, 3 months ago in October. Tiebreaker in the first, tiebreaker in the second, and then 6-3 in the third. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Fuck me. Sorry. No, I'm not. Oh, it's there. I can feel it there. Fuck me. I apologise, I really do, but can't stop now. We're already 5 minutes in. It's going. It's going. I can feel it going. We're alright. Um, yeah, it's going to boil down to one of two things, in my opinion. You probably don't need me to tell you. Is can Tiafo neutralise the serve? If so, I think he's got him. But if not, can Giovanni and Pesci Pericard, can he maintain the consistency? I can't talk today. What the fuck is wrong with me? Can he maintain consistency on that first serve? If so, you've probably got to give him the edge. I don't. Have you got to give him the edge? I'm not so sure. It's a really sound pick. It's as a dog shout today. It's such a sound pick. It really is. Gio on the money line. I think he at least gets a set. At least gets a set. That's around 1.4. I think. Call it 1.4 on the decimal. I did have that in a double, and I've taken it out because I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens, but if I had money on it, I would not be looking forward to watching it. So, best of luck to those that do. I don't think I can take this one. I really don't. Would you be shocked if Tiafo beat him? Probably not. Would you be surprised if Pericard just fucking smoked him on the serve? Probably not. I think the stealth approach would be to just take him for a set. If you want to go guns blazing, Gio on the money line, I would not call you crazy for taking that. So, say do as you please. Do as you please. I don't think I'm going to touch you. And then, finishing off in Australia, we've got Djokovic and Gael Monfils. Djokovic, big favourite here. How many times has he beat Gael Monfils over the years? Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Here's something for you. In the past 10 years, Monfils has only managed to take 4 sets. Unless my eyes are going funny, I'm pretty certain that's only 4 sets in 10 years. 19-0 for Djokovic. Tour level, that's fucking insane. That's insane. Played each other in Cincinnati Masters in 2023, 6-3, 6-2. They've all been basically 6-3, 6-2. Djokovic just smokes them every time. He does. Gael Monfils, fair play to him for getting past Nishesh in the first round, but we sort of knew he could. And I'm not shocked that he did. He's a tricky customer in this spot, though. I think it's just going to be business as usual for Djokovic. I really do. He's going to be too good, and he smoked Dinky in that first game. I think he would have covered around 5.5, 6.5, and that spread's 4.5 here. Someone brought it to my attention in the comments. You know who that. I was looking at Djokovic in straight sets, but once again, I think that is most definitely the stealth approach. Djokovic minus that 4.5. I think that's money, I think that's money. I really do. He's not going to let up any. I had a thought this morning, and I was like, is he going to sort of like take it easy on him? Like, me old mate, for old time's sake, I'll have a few, you have a few. Surely not. Surely not. I feel like Djokovic is just going to want to put this to bed as quick as he possibly can. He's not going to want to drag games out just for the fun of it, especially at this point in his career. Not saying he's slowing down or anything bad technique-wise, but you know what I mean. The quicker, the better. Earlier on in the season for Djokovic, especially before the Australian Open, I can't see Monfils taking a set off him. I really can't. I just can't. Djokovic in straight, Djokovic minus the points. That's the single, by the way, in case you haven't checked the pinned comment. I'm definitely putting some money on Djokovic minus that 4.5, mark my words. And then that's us for Brisbane. We'll just head on over to China, innit? Hong Kong, we've got 4 games here. No, I like a couple. I really do like a couple. I'm going to get to... get to the parlay in a minute, whether actually it doesn't matter because you've probably already checked. So what am I talking about? Before we get into Hong Kong, if you are still watching and you haven't subscribed, do yourself a favour, do me a favour, subscribe. What are you doing? What are you playing at? Look, I've got Gabe Diallo, Lorenzo Musetti, very close on the odds. You're getting Musetti as a slight favourite in this one. Diallo beat him was it the United Cup or the Davis Cup? It was one of them cups. It was the Davis Cup, pardon me. Diallo beat him in the Davis Cup last year, I think it was. Should have checked when that was, then I've just had it in front of me. Fucking fool. Lorenzo Musetti's a really good player, solid top 20 player. We all know that. Hard court surface most definitely isn't his forte, shall we say, but I will say this, like, Gabe Diallo hasn't really been that impressive this week. Like, he's been managing to win games. He is only young, he's a fucking giant as well. He can play some solid tennis. Musetti coming into this tournament as the number 2 seed, just behind Andrei Rublev. I think, I imagine most of you would agree that out of the players in the top 20, if you were a lower ranked player than Musetti, you probably wouldn't mind having a go at him on the hard court, would you? Would you? I don't think you would. I'm not going to touch you. I'm just going to breeze through these ones. I think Diallo for a set is probably money. Wouldn't be shocked if Musetti beat him. Like I said, overall, he is a more complete player. So I'm not going to touch that one. Nuno Borges, Jamie Munar, heads 1-0 to Munar. That would have been on the clay if I had to bet on that. Yeah, it most definitely was. That was in Madrid last year. I'm pretty sure we watched that. 7-5, 6-4 for Munar. Getting Nuno Borges around 1.6 on the decimal now. I'd say he should win this. He should definitely win this game. On the hard court as well, it should definitely favour him just slightly. He barely got past Boo. I mean, he scraped past Boo. He got the win nonetheless, but he scraped his way past them. Xiaomi Munar beat Davidovich Fokina. I was probably more shocked at that result than the Nuno Borges one. No doubt about it. At that price as well, I'd be very, very tempted to put Nuno Borges on a parlay, but I know how crafty and how fucking sneaky Xiaomi Munar can be, and especially while he's just got a win over Davidovich Fokina, he should be fancying himself against Nuno Borges. I'm just saying, I don't think he wins. He probably shouldn't, but knowing him, he just might. Whenever you bet on him, well, me personally, whenever I bet on him, he never comes in unless it's like a massive spread in clay season. I'm not one for putting money on Munar on the hard court, especially like 4 days into the season, so I'm just going to sit this one out. I would imagine Nuno Borges gets that one done. Look, Andrei Rublev's playing Fabian Marzin here. He's already beaten before. I'm not going to touch this one either, but gotta be Rublev, hasn't it? It's gotta be Rublev now. I know he was a bit of a lunatic last season. I just pray that Andrei Rublev has found some peace in the off-season and he's good to go once again for the new one. Because if he is, there's no doubt about it, this tournament probably already is. He's got this wrapped up if it's the Rublev that we all know. He won this one last year, did he? Was this the... Don't quote me on that. I think Rublev may have won this tournament last season, so if so, he's already defending points. Is he going to get beat by Fabian Marzin first game in the season? I can't see it. Marzin put in a good performance against Roman Safiullin, but the way that one went, if you're going to put in a game like that, it's probably going to be against someone like Safiullin, master of inconsistency. That'd be Rublev or not. Fuck Rublev, yeah, straight sets. I'm very hopeful for Rublev. I'm very hopeful. I'm being positive for him. I would like to assume that he's sorted his head out and he's going to come back with a vengeance here for the new season. If so, we should be in for a cracker here. He definitely gets that one done, in my opinion. And the last one, for those that are still watching, I really want opinions on this because I'm just going to bite the bullet and stick this on the double, as you may have noticed. But we've got Shang and Pedro Martinez. Getting Shang around 1.35. Martinez over 2-1 as a dog. That's so it's the hard court, innit? head to head is 2-0 to Pedro Martinez. They both came on the clay. He beat him on the clay last season, fucking smoked him, actually. Excuse me. If I had to guess, I would say that in China, with it being Xiang, I'm pretty sure this kid is going to want to redeem himself after that unfortunate nightmare he had to endure in the next gen finals. He's already got a win under his belt. Pedro Martinez managed to get Francesco Pizarro, I think it was. Yeah, it was. Straight sets. That was just one of them games, weren't it? That was just one of them. Xiang beat Wang in straight sets too. Look, Pedro Martinez is not a hardcore player. He's not. He went 7-9 on the surface last season. And not only that, let's just have a little look at some of his wins. So, he got to the final in the Tenerife Challenger. He got beat by Benac, but on the way he beat Branco Cassano, Lamas Ruiz, Brancas, and fucking Gates. He then beat, I don't know how to say his name, the Belgian kid is Alexander Bloch. So, yeah. Beat by Adam Walton, beat by Borna Koric, beat by Kovacevic. He managed to beat Mats Kazanakowski, beat by Popperin. He then got a win against Vukic in Chengdu, got beat by Hanfman, beat by Yuri Lehechka, and then fucking smoked by Mensah in Shanghai. He's only beaten Challenger Tour players, and he really is. Jerry Xiang, on the other hand, much preferred him on this surface. We're talking 25-10 on the surface last season, and he had some solid wins. He won the title in Chengdu, yeah, that's right. He beat Nishikori, Safulan, Bublik, Yannick Hanfman, Lorenzo Musetti in the final. He's got wins against, I'm pretty sure he beat Ben Shelton at some time. Yeah, Atlanta, he beat Ben Shelton. Like, Jordan Thompson, he's got win. Yeah. Beat Tiafo as well. Look, you get me point. I was worried about this because, if you let the head-to-head worry you, it will. But you can't. That was on clay. Look, Xiang is not a clay player. He's just not. Although he went 8-7 on it last season, not bad. Pedro Martinez, 28-17, as opposed to that negative 7-9 hardcourt record with wins against challenger players. I think I'm not wrong in assuming that Jerry Xiang is going to beat Pedro Martinez at home in China. Bit of a redemption shot for him. We're not on the clay anymore, and we're not in Spain. You know, conditions are completely different, aren't they? Let me know what you think. But as you already know, I'm going with Xiang. Excuse me, fucking hell. I'm going with Mensah and Xiang on the double. That's around 1.8, 1.85 on Bet365, depending on when you go. It may drop, it may not. You know, if it doesn't, happy days. If it does, oh well. You know, it is what it is. It should stay around 1.8. I'm alright with that. I quite like Rublev as well. Sam parlay piece. Nuno Boys should win. I don't know who's going to win in Diallo and Musetti. Got nothing for the Pelcher and Arnaldi. I feel like Arnaldi probably should edge that one out. I do fancy Gio against Tiafoe. I'd like to root for Gio as the dog in that one. Djokovic gets it done against Monfils. And Mensah really should be beating Lazovic, shouldn't he? It's not just me who thinks that. But anyway, folks, time for the officials. Today's double, Jakob Mensah, Jerry Xiang, happy days. And then for the single, as we mentioned at the start, I'm going to be taking Djokovic minus the 4.5 against Gael Monfils. Alright with that. So then, get your bets in the comments, let me know, get involved, don't be shy. Share with the group. And I'll be saying good night to you. Take it easy, take care of yourself, take care of one another. Like and subscribe. Enjoy the tennis, let's go get that cash, and I'll see you tomorrow.